Hey, LaShawn, I'm trying to get a few people up. Most of you all have already actually either used the pearls or you've used soap. And pretty much I'm just doing the introductory because the majority of the people that are in this group are new to Chandra Pretty. You're new to this group. So I haven't actually worked with you one-on-one. And so I just pretty much, hey, LaShawn, I just pretty much want to say, welcome to the group. And the purpose of this group is to educate women, such as yourself, women of color, on taking care of themselves. A lot of us see doctors from time to time. We've seen our gynecologists for years. Some of us have the same gynecologist that we've been with since our teenage years. Yet, we're at a stage in life where we have so many vaginal ailments. We're at a point where we have to have surgery. And my concern is, at what stage during your visits with your gynecologist did they detect these issues? Or was it a prolonged detection to the point where surgery is mandatory or surgery is highly necessary? That's my concern. So what I do in my business at Chandra Pretty is I provide STD prevention, STD awareness, and early detection. So right now you may not have the diagnosis for PCOS. You may not have the diagnosis for endometriosis. You may not have been diagnosed with fibroids. There are other ailments that you may not have been diagnosed with. However, when you start doing your cleanse and you have your discharge, and I read your discharge, you may test positive for fibroids. You may test positive for endometriosis. You may test positive for PCOS. A lot of women have the symptoms for different ailments, but they haven't been diagnosed positive for those ailments. My goal is to work with you so that you don't have those ailments. I don't want you to go through this long process of seeing your doctor, for years on end, and then one day you go for a visit and they say, hey, you know what? You have a lot of fibroids. We're going to have to give you a hysterectomy. Or, you're in stage 4 of endometriosis. We're going to have to give you a hysterectomy, or we're going to have to go in there and start scraping some things when it could have been detected years ago. So that's pretty much the goal of what it is that I do. When you're in this group, everything in this group is pretty much catered to your vaginal health. I detox the vagina, the cervix, and the womb. It's also important that once you get your kit, you can always converse with me. My number is on the site, 443-620-3079. My contact information is on my website, which is chandrapretty.com. If you visit any other place, such as YouTube, JohnnyAngelMariah.com or ChesterianRed.com or IvySajarius.com, it's all the same contact information because all of those are sister companies under Chandra Pretty Womb Healing. You can contact me at any time throughout your cleansing journeys. You can contact me prior to getting your kit. You can contact me after you receive your kit. But it is important that you do contact me. It's my goal to make sure that you do your cleanse properly. I don't want you to think that you just put this pearl inside your vagina and that's it. You're just waiting for the Jesus juice to kick in. There are steps that you need to take to make sure that you have a successful cleansing journey. Depending on what your symptoms are, you may do more than one treatment. Thank you. You may do more than one treatment. Most of us do a series of treatments. So let's say you did test positive with your doctor, and you tested positive for, let's say you tested positive for fibroids, which is a very popular diagnosis that women of color get. You tested positive for fibroids, and right now you may have 6 fibroids. You're not really sure where they are inside your womb, but the last time you checked with your doctor, you have 6. You're not really sure what size they are. He just said, hey, you have 6 fibroids. Well, you're going to get some pearls from me. You're going to get some herbal teas from me. You're going to get some salves, some soaps, whatever it is that you need to do this cleansing journey. Your cleansing journey shouldn't last you several months. That's not what we do here. Most treatments you should clear up within 2 months. So the only way that you would clear up in 2 months is if you're doing treatments consecutively. If you were diagnosed with something at your doctor, let's say you were diagnosed with an STD and they prescribed you amoxicillin. Well, your directions on that bottle says that you're going to take this medicine 2 times a day for 14 days. You're not going to take it 2 times a day for 4 days and then take a break and come back. You have to take it consecutively so that those pathogens in your body are attacked and don't have time to build up their own strength against your immune system. It's the same way with your pearls. When you start doing your cleanse, you're not going to do your cleanse for for your first 3 days, and then you have your discharge, and then you take a break. And then you come back to me next month and say, hey, Ivy, I want to do another cleanse. Is it okay for me to do it now? Your cleanses are consecutive. So after you do your first cleanse and you discharge, you do your next cleanse. Because whatever your symptoms are within your womb, it's our goal to attack it. You want to attack it and not give those pathogens time to build up any type of reaction or any type of force towards what it is that you're dealing with, and make it stronger. So when you do your cleanse, let's say fibroids, depending on how many fibroids you have, I'm going to give you a certain amount of pearls. You may use 1 pearl per cleanse. You may use 2. You may use 3. It really depends on your discharge. And that's why you would work with me directly and actually share your discharge and your history with me. But when you do your cleanse, when you start your cleanse process, within a month's period, you should have done at least 3 cleanses. And those 3 cleanses could be 1 pearl, 2 pearl, 2 pearls, or 3 pearls. But that's how it's done. I noticed a lot of women, what they've done in the past is you'll do 1 cleanse per month. And that's not what we're doing. When you're doing 1 cleanse per month, that's because you're no longer under treatment. You're okay now. Everything that was going on with your womb or with your cervix or with your vagina has been stabilized. And so now you're just doing like monthly maintenance. You know, you may have had a very active month, sexually active month. Maybe you're having unprotected sex and your partner's ejaculating inside of you. You could be eating different foods, or you might be taking other medications for something else, and you have free radicals in your system. So every month you want to make sure you go in there and you cleanse it out. But when you first come to me and you have a situation, you're going to do back-to-back treatments until it's time for you to have your period. If you have an abnormal ailment where it causes you to have excessive bleeding, extended periods, and let's say like for instance PCOS, let's say you've had your period for 3 months straight, you haven't had a break yet. Okay, when you first get your kit, there's a period of time when you're actually ovulating. There's a period of time where your uterus is actually shedding its lining, and then there's a period of time where your body is not doing anything but pushing. She's just pushing waste as much as she can from out of the womb space because it doesn't belong there. It's excessive lining on the uterus that wasn't able to shed during a normal period because of the PCOS. It's during that period where you would still do your cleanse. You wouldn't do your cleanse while you're actually menstruating and you're actually bleeding. That's what we don't want. That's what we don't do. But when you're not having that real cycle and your body's just discharging that old coagulated blood, you would still do your cleanse at that time. So it's just really important that whoever you are in this group, when it's time for you to do your cleanse, that you work with me. I'll speak with you at any time. And it's really my goal to make sure that you're getting the treatment and the services that you need so that you can really rejuvenate your womb space and make yourself a much more healthier person. So if you have any questions, anything come up, let me know. Oh, thank you, Miss Norman. Be right back. I have a meeting. I have how many pearls at once? Some people say 1 for 3 days. Some say 3 days. So, and of course, everybody should know by now, this is something that I started. This is a product that I actually introduced to the United States back in 2009, but then I went live with it with distributors in 2015. And so it's best that you just get it all from the horse's mouth. Your cleanse is 72 hours. Some people would think 72 hours seems like a long period of time. And technically it's 3 days, but this is how you do the math. Today is Friday. If you were to start your cleanse on Friday, from Friday to Saturday, it's 24 hours. From Saturday to Sunday, it's 48 hours. And then from Sunday to Monday, it's 72. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, technically 3 days, but it's the 72 hours that we're counting. So you just want to make sure that you're doing your cleanse for 72 hours from the time you put it in to the time that you actually remove your pearl. So yeah, and the 3 for 3 days, depending on what you're dealing with. There are some women out here who have had the herpes simplex virus for an extended period of time. When you have different viruses or even STDs, free radicals in your system, those pathogens breed. They breed and they replicate. They duplicate themselves. So you pick up a higher strand. You pick up a stronger strand, and you have a higher count. So when you come to me and you've been diagnosed with a virus or with the STD, and sometimes I may not know how long you've had it. Sometimes you don't know how long you've had it. It's just that one day you had some symptoms that prompt you to go to the doctor, where you have a high count in your womb. So when you come to me, I don't really have the desire to tell you to do one pearl, because that's not what you need at this point. What you need at this point is a very aggressive treatment to remove the pathogens from your womb as much as possible. All of those pathogens, all of those bad cells that's destroying your womb, that's destroying your flora, needs to come out immediately. If you do have the herpes simplex virus, which is very common amongst women, the pathogens, this virus, since there's no cure, that means you will always have these pathogens in your womb. You would take that medication that will stop the pathogens from sending signals to the immune system to alert it that it's something that's a virus, and then your immune system won't send a signal to your brain to eradicate it, to push it away from your system, so you won't have outbreaks. But the pathogens are still there. You still have the virus. When you come to me for that cleanse, you're going to put 3 pearls inside your vagina. You're going to get those 3 pearls up to your cervix, because we want to remove as many pathogens as possible of the herpes simplex virus. That's why sometimes you use 3 pearls, then sometimes you use 1. In my stage in life, I've been doing this since 2009. I use 1 pearl. That's really all that I need. I wasn't diagnosed with a herpes simplex virus or any virus. However, I was diagnosed with chlamydia. I've been diagnosed with trichomonas, and I believe I was diagnosed with I believe I had syphilis. I think that's what I had. And all of this, I was diagnosed, I believe, with syphilis when I was about 13, 14 years old. I was really, really young. And so I had a lot of pathogens in my womb since I was a very small girl. And that sat inside of me for a very long time, because I didn't start doing my cleanse. I didn't start doing my cleanses until 2009, and I'm 35. So that was an extended period. I had to put my charger in. That was an extended period of time. So imagine when I first started doing my cleanse, how many pathogens I still had in my womb that were, although dead from taking medication, but the dead waste was still sitting there. So you get your kit. It's not something that you're going to do once a month. It's not something that you're going to, I'm just going to use once, I'm trying to stretch it out. No, you're going to do a very aggressive treatment to yourself to get rid of all the pathogens that you have within your womb as much as possible. As I say with any of my products on the website, this product is not intended to cure you. It is not intended to treat, nor is it intended to diagnose. These are all herbal supplements and cosmetic supplements, just designed to help you and support you through your healing journey. So as you're doing other things in life, a lot of women come to me, they're on different diets, they're taking other supplements, they're doing different types of meditations, they're taking in different types of herbs. This is something else to include in your regimen to support you in your healing journey. I'm very new here, lady, but I had my tubes tied, so how would I cleanse? You can have your tubes tied, but you can still cleanse your womb. Your tubes are still there. Your ovaries, everything is still intact. It's just that you're no longer able to conceive with your fallopian tubes. So you would still do your cleanse. Depending on what type of procedure was done to tie your tubes, if it was a laparoscopic procedure, then you would have some scar tissue from that procedure being done. And so you would still do your cleanse. What's important that all women should know, and even if you speak to me one-on-one, I'll tell you this. All of you should know that you need to make sure that you're getting your pearl to your cervix. Your pearl cannot go inside your cervix. If you were to try to push your pearl inside your cervix, it would really make no sense. You shouldn't push a tampon inside your cervix. That's how people get toxic shock syndrome. You're shocking your body. You're doing something that's not normal. But you do want to get that pearl to your cervix. If you've never felt your cervix, you would put yourself in a position the same way you would when you go to the gynecologist to have your pap smear done. You're going to squat, open your legs as wide as possible. Your doctor will push down on your tummy to feel your cervix. You're just going to push down like you want to make a bowel movement, and you want to take your 2 fingers and put them inside your vagina and feel for your cervix. It feels like a mushroom top. The importance of knowing where your cervix is because when it's time to do your cleanse, you have to get the pearl to your cervix. Don't think, yes ma'am, it does, Miss Hobbs. Don't think that because you put the pearl in your vagina, you're done. Because if you only put the pearl in your vagina and you're not getting it to your cervix, all you're doing is cleansing your vagina. So when you take that pearl out, you're just going to have some tissue on the pearl, some old cells, some old waste. Looks like snake skin. That's not our aim. It's great. We love it. Thank you. You tighten your vagina. You got some moisture down there. But our goal is to detox your womb. We want to get the waste out of your womb. So you just want to make sure that you're getting those pearls to your cervix. If you use a tampon applicator, usually I don't have any tampon applicators here. Let's say this tampon applicator in the wrapper is this long. Once you take that tampon, the bottom piece, and push it up, your tampon applicator is really only this long inside your vagina. The average depth of a vagina is 6 inches. This is about 4. So if you were to use a tampon applicator, you're only going to get that pearl 4 inches deep into the vagina. We need you to get it at least 6 inches. We need you to get it to your cervix. So it's best that you use your fingers, feel your cervix, put your pearl at your cervix. When you put that pearl to your cervix, the ingredients that are in that pearl is going to become very, very moist. And those ingredients are designed, and studies have shown that it will remove or eradicate waste. So you want to get as close to the cervix as possible. If you come to me and you have an extensive history, and some of us have very extensive histories, it just happens. I mean, we've been living for years. There's, a lot of things you can do in a matter of time. You can have so much going on within your womb that your womb has to find another place. And that place that she finds is discharge. She pushes things through the cervix out of the vagina. Usually it's just when you have your period. But over time, those pathogens that build up, that scar tissue that builds up, if it doesn't have any more places in your womb, if it hasn't developed into a fibroid or a cyst or a polyp, then it's going to sit in your cervix. So when you start doing your cleanse and you get that pearl to your cervix, you're already compacted. That means your cervix is already full of waste. So we're not going to be able to detox your womb just yet. So you would do that cleanse to remove the waste from your cervix. Once we get the waste from your cervix and you're continuing with your cleanse, we're going to get the waste from your womb. But it's okay. You're welcome, sweetheart. You want to make sure that you're actually getting this pearl to your cervix, okay? The waste that I'll see in your cervix when you'll discharge, the waste that I see in your cervix, I'll let you know that this is sitting in your cervix. I'll let you know that your cervix is compacted, and I'll let you know what that waste is the result of. There's a difference between waste from your vagina, waste from your cervix, and waste from your womb. So it's important that you are getting this pearl to your cervix. That's pretty much it. I just want to go ahead and give everybody a good warm welcome. Let them know I'm Ivy Ruffin, and Shanjari Pretty is my company. That's my daughter. And then I also have the Johnny Angel Mariah, which is my other daughter. I make the healing bars and healing salves for her. And then Chesterian Red is my son. Those are all the crystals, skulls, yoni eggs, wands, turtles, bracelets, necklace, whatever. This is something that I set up for my children. And this is what I do. Of course, myself, I just do herbs. So if you want any type of herbs, hit me up. This group is designed for women who are curious, who wanted to know about the product. It's a lot of scam artists on the market right now who are selling pearls. Thank you, sweetheart. At the very top of my screen, you will see, my trademark. So if it's not Shanjari Pretty, you're not actually buying pearls. That's very important to know, because what it is that you do go out there and try to buy for the low isn't going to be as effective, and then you're going to end up having to come back to me, and I'm going to have to start you over from scratch. So it's just important that you understand that. I welcome you to the group. If anybody have questions, definitely hit me up. I'm right here in the United States, in South Carolina, and I'm just here to help and slay vaginas. If you want to slay vaginas, that's what's up. That's what we do. I slay vaginas all day. I look at vaginas all day. If you had something fall out your vagina, let's say it was a planet, send her to me. It's okay. This is what I do for a living. I had to help myself and see what was coming out of me before I could help somebody else. And although I had no idea as to what to expect for what was coming out of me, I already knew what I had put inside of me. I already knew, so I could only imagine. So I just want you all to know that whatever you've been dealing with in life, whatever you've been taking in life, whatever you've experienced, you want to be able to put it to rest. And the best way to do it is by detoxing yourself and cleansing yourself and giving yourself that extra level of confidence. So yeah, it's Friday morning. I'm up, and I said, let me go ahead and give y'all a shout out. You welcome, sweetheart. It's great that everybody's inviting people to the group. I want as many women to come to the group as possible, because I want you to know that there are options outside of the FDA to take care of yourself, to cleanse yourself, to be good to yourself. Okay, now, let me see, 'cause I see stuff going up. We do have distributors, so if you go to my website, I know you don't really see options for just buying pearls. It's mainly you're buying kits from me. So I'm going to be in my house making up products for you. But if you wanted to just purchase pearls and soap, something real simple, not as costly, then my distributors are in this group. And you can type in Shanjari Pretty on Facebook, and all of the distributors for Shanjari Pretty will come up, and you can work with them. And 9 times out of 10, they're in your state. So you could possibly actually get to meet with them and do some one-on-one with them, which would be great. If you're in South Carolina, if you're in North Carolina, then you can always come to where I am in South Carolina for one-on-one as well. It's pretty much up to you. But that's what this is all about. Taking care of your vagina, cleansing your vagina. That's what we do. So I appreciate everybody coming into the group. The freebies are real. I just have a whole lot of crystals, and my goal is to get rid of these crystals. That's what it is. I have a surplus of stones in my house, and I would be more than happy to let other people have these stones. If people knew of something that could heal you, that could make you happy, that could make you better, they should be freely willing to just go ahead and let you have it. And I say that about my stuff too. I say that about my pearls. That's why I do promos. If you call me and say, hey, Abby, I really need this product. I'm sick, but I don't have the money. I'm going to either work with you, or you're going to get that product from me for free, because it's not really for the profit. It's really for the mental satisfaction that I know that somebody else has a good vagina, because I know what it was like when mine wasn't healthy. As far as the stones, I just want you to go ahead and do what you got to do with it. If you like to meditate, if you've never meditated, if you want to do it so bad, but you can't buy the stone, you can't get the stone, you don't know which stone you need, and there's over 400 different stone types, go ahead and invite your folks to the group so you can get you some stones and go ahead and start your collection off. So you can have some items in your home and start taking care of yourself and cherishing yourself and just connecting yourself more so with the universe. So yeah. If you have any questions, go ahead and hit me up. Otherwise, I'm going to take it back to Facebook. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's Friday. If you need anything, let me know. I'm here. You're welcome, Miss Her Ageless Mind. Thank you for going live. You're welcome, sweetheart. I want to try to go live as much as possible because I know a lot of people have questions, and sometimes you can come into the group and see something, but all of our lives are very busy, so you can leave the group. So, you know, I try to do this as much as possible from here on out because I do want to educate you. I do want you to know that this really isn't a secret society. Your health is important. And if somebody knows something that can help you be better, it's important that you tell that person. Would be only like a selfish person that wouldn't tell you so. And I'm not really a selfish person. So I want you to be good. I want you to be happy. I want you to snap your vagina back, get her back in the proper position. I want her to be good. Okay. So, like I said earlier, I'm going to take it back to Facebook. If you have any questions, you can hit me up in Facebook. You can hit me up on this live stream. Otherwise, I want you to have a fantastic weekend. Have a good time. Slay vaginas. Keep her clean. Keep her tight. If he ain't your man, you got to strap up. Please strap up. And that's pretty much it. You all see what's coming out of vagina. So, you know, try to stay as clean as possible, as healthy as possible. If you're using stuff like Massengill, Vagisil, Monistat 7, or Summer's Eve, you're masking a situation that really needs to be relieved. So you really need to go ahead and get you a kit. Pretty obvious, the promo code. I'll put it at the top of the group page. So you can go ahead and get whatever it is that you need. If you use that promo code and you still can't afford something on my website, let me know. Let me know. And I can just invoice you according to your budget. So just let me know. It'll be okay. I'll work with you. It's all right. All right, you all. So peace. Thank you. I love you. Namaste, all that good stuff. And like I said, hit me up if you have any questions. All right. Thank you so much. Bye.